You are more capable than you know. Hello, friends. This is Stephanie. It's day 16 of the 365 Live Challenge, and you are more capable than you know. So today, I was putting the finishing touches on my brand new website for my company, Foxy Trot Dance. And I was thinking back to when I used to work at the Iroquois Museum with my friend Steph Schultes, and she is also a sociologist by training and a cultural anthropologist by training. And she was putting the finishing touches on the Iroquois Museum website. And I was admiring her. I was in awe, and I was like, Staffy, how can you do this? I could never do this. And she's like, you do what you have to do. And I was like, nope, not me. You have no idea how not a techie I am. There is no way I could ever build a website. So a few years later, I'm working with a business coach, and I really want to keep working with this business coach. And part of their rules are that you have to do your homework. You don't do your homework, you don't get to come back for the next session. So I really want to keep working with this business coach, and the business coach says, you need to have a website up for your homework. And I'm thinking, I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. But I have to do this because I really want to work with this coach. So I go home, I panic, I take a deep breath, I go on the website builder, and the first thing that I do to put up my website is I put up one picture, the flyer for my business. At that time I had a business card and I had a flyer. I took like a PDF of the flyer of my business. I put that up. I pushed publish, and ta-da, that was my website. I go to the next visit with my super awesome business coach, Kate, and she's like, you know, there's nothing to click on. She's like, I can't click on anything. I'm like, there's nothing to click on. Like, I didn't get that far. I had to have a website up. I got that first page up. Now, yes, it was just a flyer, and yes, for a website that really sucks, but it was something. It was better than nothing. It gave me a web presence, and more than that, it gave me the confidence to go back into that website builder and to keep working on my website. So then I figured out how to take that picture and make it a slideshow. So I had multiple pictures scrolling through. Then I think I figured out how to put a contact form on. Then eventually pages. So it was a progression over time before I had a website. I thought my website was lovely. Now it's many years later. It really needed to be updated. I'm doing my new website. I'm pushing like the go button, publish button. And I'm thinking back to how I thought I could never do this until I had to do it. And then I did it. And that reminded me of all of the times that we don't do things because we think we can't, when in reality, we are capable of so much more than we know. So I was really blessed. When I was a child, I had a local organization called Girls Inc. Girls Inc.'s motto is to make girls strong, smart, and bold. They have all kinds of classes and workshops and events. And at that time when I was going there, they also had a summer camp called Camp Brookledge that I was really lucky enough to be able to attend. And so I was a kid who did not grow up in the woods, did not grow up hiking, did not grow up camping with my family. I go to Camp Brookledge for the first time, the Girls Inc. summer camp, and we have to cook our food on an open fire. We have to collect our own firewood. Then we have to learn to build the fire, start the fire, keep the fire going, prepare a meal that can be cooked over a fire, cook the meal and eat it. Now, I didn't even cook at home on the stove. So here I am, totally safely supervised with lots of adults nearby, cooking my own food over an open fire, something I totally never thought I was capable of. And having that experience, I think, was really a blessing, because I can think now in hindsight of a lot of times in my life where I did things I didn't think I was capable of. And they have turned out to be some of the most rewarding experiences of my life. When I was a senior in college, I was up late in the computer lab because I did not have my own computer going through college. That's how not techie I am. Pretty much everyone else in the dorm did, but I went to the computer lab and typed all my papers there. And I was in the computer lab late at night. I was looking for internships and things to do kind of right after college, but before settling into a job. And I stumbled across this event, this opportunity to apply to go to the Ruckus Society. Now, I didn't know until later that, like, statistically speaking, I found an article later in the newspaper that it was, at the time, more difficult to get into Ruckus than it was to get into Cornell University. I had no idea. I found a super cool opportunity. Now, mind you, I'm in upstate New York, going to school at Russell Sage College in Troy at the time. And the Ruckus Society is based out in California, but they were having a action camp, spring break action camp, surrounding global warming, climate change. This was back, many years ago, and they were having it in Florida, and you would apply, and if you got in, then you got to go to Florida and camp out for the week and learn all about civil disobedience and direct action skills around how to get people to pay attention to climate change and care about climate change and change our actions to save the environment. So I'm like, what the heck? I'm applying for all these other kinds of opportunities. I'm never going to get into this. I might as well apply. I apply. I get an email. I get in. Now, I'm in upstate New York. This opportunity is in Florida. I have never been on a plane before. I have no money saved up, like ready to go to spring break. My mother was a total blessing. I contact her and I'm like, oh my God, I have this opportunity to go and learn with the Ruckus Society. And she's like, you've never wanted to go on spring break before. Like when all my friends were going to Cancun and wherever to party on spring break, I was never interested. And so here I wanted to go, again, nerd that I am. I wanted to go and spend my spring break learning. And so she was willing to scramble together and get me the money. I'm sure plane tickets were $1 million because it was super last minute. I was an RA at the time. So I had to get special permission to leave early and get people to cover my residence, so that I could leave and people could check out their rooms for break. Got all the arrangements together. I am super afraid of heights. So now I'm thinking to myself, what if I get on the plane and I am too scared? I get on the plane and I get to Florida and I'm too scared to come home on a plane because I'm petrified because I'm afraid of heights. And I have no idea what this is going to be like. And I'm traveling alone on a plane for the first time, being afraid of heights. Now, it's worse than that because I have to transfer planes, maybe Maryland, somewhere in the middle between here and Florida, New York and Florida. And again, I've never done this before. I have no idea what I'm doing. This is pre-cell phones, pre-internet, on your phones. There was no way to kind of communicate with anything. You had nothing but pay phones. And I'm just like, I really want this. I want this opportunity so bad. I'm willing to figure this out. So here I am, a girl who is a senior in college, who is afraid of heights, who has never been on a plane before, who is not only going to travel from New York to Florida by herself, but she's going to transfer planes somewhere in between and make that work. I made it work. I went. I had the most amazing, rewarding experiences, one of the best weeks of my life. I'm so glad that I have that. I have that as part of my personal experience. So I thought I could never do it, but I made it work. And so there are so many times when that has happened where I didn't think I was capable of something. I took the risk, and it turned out not only to be possible, but to be one of the best things that ever happened to me. Now, I also grew up being afraid of dogs, or kept away from dogs. My mom, I should say, was afraid of dogs. So I wasn't allowed to play with dogs, pet dogs, nothing. So here I grow up to be a young woman who decides she wants to be a pit bull mom. I didn't know anything about dogs, but I really knew I wanted to be a pit bull mom. So I found a local rescue. For me, it was Out of the Pits. I contacted them. I have no idea what they thought. They get an application from a girl who has never, a woman who has never had a dog before, and I want to volunteer with a pit bull rescue. But I go, and I volunteered with them for a good year, a good solid year, learning how to train dogs, how to care for dogs, all about dog body language and things like that, before I found my baby, my beloved Clarabelle, and adopted her. So I used volunteer work to gain skills in that area so that I could be competent and successful when I took on that new endeavor. So I'm sure that this has happened to you. Maybe you haven't thought about it, but I'm sure that there are a lot of times in your life when you didn't think you were capable of something, and not only did you do it, you rocked it. So what I'm going to invite you to do is take out your brag book or your blessing book, whatever you call it, wherever you log all of your accomplishments and all of your compliments. Take out that book and brainstorm all of the times in your whole entire life that you have done something that you didn't think you were capable of doing, and you succeeded. And maybe you even totally blew it out of the park. So brainstorm all of the times that you did things that you weren't capable of, because the next time that you want to take a risk that you're a little unsure of, if you have that list of times when you were scared and did it, and it turned out to be okay, it's going to give you the confidence that you need to take that next leap. And sometimes that's exactly what we need to do. We need to just face the fear and do it anyway and take the leap. So I would love for you to comment below and let me know, what are some of the times that you have taken a risk or done something that you didn't think you were capable of doing, and it turned out to not only work, but maybe you rocked it. Maybe it turned out to be one of the most successful or rewarding experiences that you have had. And please share those with me. They will inspire me. They'll inspire some other people. So I would love to know what those experiences are for you. If you find value in these videos, please like them. Please share them with others so other people can find value. And give me some comments. Let me know what you think. There's going to be a lot of experimentation in the next year. So I would love to hear what things you enjoy and what things you don't. This is, again, day 16 of the 365 Live Challenge. Please give me some comments. Let me know sometime when you did something you didn't think you were capable of, because it will really build your confidence to keep that in mind so that you can take the next leap before you think that you're ready. Thank you, friends. I appreciate you watching. I hope that you have a beautiful and blessed day. Be good to yourself and be good to each other.